It's a great question. Because it's one of those things that's come so natural to me that, it's like asking Michael Phelps, well, why are you so good at swimming? Like he almost didn't, like people who are really good at things naturally, a lot of times have a lot of problems answering why, as opposed to someone who wasn't good at it and had to work really hard at it, right? So like feeling my emotions, something I wasn't good at, I had to work really hard at. I can be very articulate about that. But the things that I've been good at for my whole life, sometimes are even hard for me to identify. And being bold is one of those. Like you're right. I have been that way almost my whole life. And thinking about it now, it's funny. It gets back to what I said at the beginning of the podcast about the two gifts my parents gave me: my name and not pretending like they cared. One of being neglected a lot as a kid. I wasn't abandoned. I was just very neglected. Um, uh, uh, has a lot of downsides. There's a lot of not good stuff from
Yeah.
it, but there is upside as well. And one of the skills that I had to develop to survive was calling attention to myself and taking action. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't go make it, right? And so I would say, yeah, I bet I haven't really thought this through, but my first instinct response is, well, I had to be bold as a kid, or I wasn't going to make it. And then I just kept going because it kept working, right? Because so many you're 100% right. Boldness, and the thesis of your book is, I think, 100% correct. Boldness is in such short supply and in such high demand. And if you can do it, at all from any emotional orientation, you're going to be successful, which really explains, I think, if you want to look at the success, if you look at people who are either dumb or evil that are still successful, and you ask why, a lot of times the reason is because they were just bold. They had nothing else really going for them. In the case of being dumb or evil, like they had a lot not going for them, but they just kept taking action. They kept being bold, and that will work for a long time. Now, if you compare being bold with like being a moral, ethical person who's trying to do the right thing, then it's like you're off to the races, and there's no end to it, right?